What's up everybody? Welcome back! I'm Jen and this is Valley Buzzsaw. In today's video, I'm making a cardboard headband, plus I'll be adding some felt reindeer antlers to give it that perfect festive touch. But don't let my enthusiasm for this project fool you. Things really didn't go according to plan. Shocker, I know. If you like DIY projects or random crafts videos like this one, then don't forget to subscribe right down below. Then just do all the things you need to do to be notified about all of my video uploads. I like to post on Friday mornings and some Sundays. Now let's just go get crafty with some cardboard. This little dude was the inspiration for this video. When I put it out with our holiday decorations, I thought, damn man, I wish I had some reindeer antlers to wear. And an idea was born. I took a bit of time thinking about how I wanted to construct this. I considered covering an existing headband. Sadly, the one you see in this clip is the only one I own though. But since it adjusts to my head shape, I figured it would be a perfect model for some cardboard. Also, it's the best headband I've ever owned. Seriously, so comfortable. If you're in the market, I'll put an Amazon link to this plus all the materials I'm using down in the description. My first step was to determine the width I wanted. I have a tiny head, so I went with about 1.5 inches. I marked 3 lines in the center and at the ends, then used a straight edge to connect them across the paper. But I wanted it to graduate smaller for behind my ears, so I marked at 1/2 inch wide out from the center mark on the ends. Then, using the same straight edge, I drew a diagonal line from the center point out to the new width mark.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joys.
I cut that out, then made notes about the measurements. I used my paper template on this corrugated cardboard. The corrugated part is only laminated to paper on one side, so it's flexible enough to bend in a curve without too much buckling. I traced 2 pieces on an area of the cardboard with less existing bends. Then I cut them out along my pencil line. After cutting that out, I used a 1-to-1 water to Mod Podge mix on the corrugated side of one of the pieces. Pressed them together and curved it all around the headband to create the shape. I used file folder clips to hold the cardboard in place, then added a thin coat of Mod Podge to the outside surface. I left that to dry for a few hours. To strengthen this cardboard headband, I used the same Kraft paper and Mod Podge trick that I used when I built the base of my dystopian gingerbread house. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it in the description and at the end of this video so you can go check it out. And you definitely should, it was a fun one. I ripped up what I hoped would be enough craft paper to coat the whole headband. Using the Mod Podge and water solution, I coated each piece of paper, then attached them to the cardboard.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick.
I reattached the cardboard to my model headband so it would keep its shape as it dried. And I left this all to dry overnight. The next morning, I pulled the clips and the headband seemed to hold its shape quite nicely. My thoughts on how to create these antlers had me grabbing some jewelry wire that I covered in aluminum foil. I figured an armature like this could stay sort of flexible, but wrap around the headband so the antlers would stay upright. I made 2 that were close to identical and dry fit them onto the headband. I'm not even sure if this is the right way to go about doing this at all, but now with the armatures made, I have to coat them in some dark felt. Let's get this out of the way. I don't want to damage that or anything. I did also quickly measure out to make sure that it's gonna fit. I'm gonna cut this in half. So I glued these armatures to the dark brown felt. While they dried, I had to hold them down so they'd stay flatter, and that's where I really should have realized this part would never work. Because I just didn't have enough space around the antlers for the other piece of felt to fully wrap around the bulky armature to adhere. But I pressed on. Pun intended.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna try to cut this off, leaving a little bit of space at the top of each of the antler spikes. And then I'm gonna cut around, leaving a pretty big gap for space. My hope then is that this cutoff piece is gonna be wide and tall enough that I can use it on the other side here, the empty side, and just glue it down and basically glue the 2 pieces together and then call it a day. Because this thing isn't like heirloom quality or anything like that. But I only have 1 piece of dark brown felt, so, you know, I live on the edge over here. The edge of crafting madness. Let's do this thing. Remember how I said I should have realized this wasn't going to work? As I cut around the tiny antlers, I wish I'd just sewed both sides together. Sadly, I didn't have batting to fill, which is why I went the tinfoil and wire route to begin with. I thought if I left the other piece whole, it could magically attach to felt that wasn't really there. After trying for literally about 15 minutes to get these pieces to stay glued together, I had a brainstorm. Bye-bye armatures and wire. Hello to more cardboard. Using the felt, I got a rough shape and traced it. I cut the cardboard down so it sat just inside the felt and glued it into place. Then I cut out a couple of tabs to replace the wire and glued them into place at the bottom of the antlers. Once everything had dried enough to be stable, I attached the antlers to the headband by gluing the tabs, lining it up basically symmetrical, and clipping the tabs into place. I also cut out 2 more tabs so I could sandwich the headband between them to create a more rigid antler. While all the tabs and glue dried, I used the original paper template on some green sticky-backed felt to cover the band. I cut the top piece larger so it could wrap the edges, and I cut the underside piece a bit smaller. Then I attached any last flourishes, and this Reindeer Antlers cardboard headband was complete. I'm so glad I decided to pivot on the internal guts of my reindeer antlers. The cardboard worked out much better. And as a first try at creating a cardboard headband, I think I did all right. It's crystal clear that these are supposed to be reindeer antlers and they are standing upright, so that's a win in my book. I might try something more puffy in the future if I ever decide to make something like this again. I will definitely either glue it or sew it though. And I will leave the armatures to all of my clay creations. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up right down below. Or if you hated this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs down, also right down below. I'm not picky. And if you made it this far into the video and you aren't already subscribed, just go ahead and do that. Big ol' red button down below, then do all the things you need to do to be notified about all of my video uploads. I post on Friday mornings and some Sunday mornings, and I would love to have you over here to join our little fun time party. You can also follow us over on Instagram, where I post a bunch of behind the scenes stuff and sneak peeks. I will link to everything down in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Later! How bad do I look here? My neck looks like I'm not. How's my neck? Jesus, dude, what's going on? Weird. I look weird. Really look weird. This is weird. Okay, no, I need to... Is there such thing as an heirloom craft? I think not. Ew. Okay. Okay. While I'm waiting on that idea to magically show up in my brain hole, let's start working on this one. What's with my neck? Looking so weird. One more run through the whole thing. These are so insane. And they're crooked. You can tell because they're not lined up in the middle of my head. Also, this one is taller than this one. You can see that too. Oh no. But that's okay. They are upright. They are upright, baby. They are not going anywhere. This is so much rambling. Must stop rambling. I mean, does that look like an antler? Not really. Kind of looks like a fork, but that's all right. I'm putting brown forks on my headband this year for Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody.